Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today it is Zeus versus the World Serpent, Jormungandr. It's the same thing pretty much. So I just went through a whole Gaia versus mini series and now it's a World Serpent mini series. To be honest, when I created these battles, I thought of like this is literally how it went. I thought, you know, like what's it called? Ares versus Guy would be an interesting fight. And then you think of other characters to fight Guy, and that's how those videos came about. And the same thing with the World Serpent. It's like, okay, look, let's have Zeus and or Ares, and now let's look at Zeus. And it's funny how both Ares kind of mini series started with Ares, but anyways, I digress. Let's get straight to this intelligence. This one, we don't quite know how old the World Serpent is or how old Jörmungandr is, depending on whichever name you prefer to refer to it by. But Zeus, we definitively know is thousands of years old at a bare minimum. And so with the World Serpent, I'm gonna give a slight intelligence edge to Zeus again because they really don't, in the way of intelligence, like Jormungandr, has shown some intelligence. He's not like a mindless beast, or it is not a mindless beast. I don't know. Again, whatever the case may be, right? But from what we've seen, Zeus is definitely again just being a significantly, just being an older god probably or an older deity would grant it or would grant Zeus a slight edge in intelligence, fighting better than a battle IQ. Well, there's not really much that Jormungandr can do in terms of fighting ability. You know what I mean? Actually, I'm just going to change this. Just to... Because I keep on calling it Jormungandr, but... Or, there we go. Jormungandr. There we are. Okay. Again, he can fight Thor, but it's more just a series of bites. Like, he has no, limbs that he could extend and use. It's just... he's very Jormungandr is very limited in terms of fighting ability, strength. Now this one's interesting because Zeus, I think realistically within the Greek series of games, there's only Kratos from God of War 3 and Hercules, who are probably the only two, and maybe Atlas too, that are probably the only divine beings within the Greek series of games that are either as strong as Zeus or stronger than Zeus. Jormungandr is supposed to be a match for Thor. But I don't know. It's difficult to gauge where is I think this one's probably a bit of a tough. I think I'm gonna leave this one to last. Speed. They're both incredibly fast, but I'm pretty sure Zeus is pretty close to Hermes, and Hermes is got. I think Hermes has got a measurable speed or infinite speed, which puts Zeus above Jormungandr because Jormungandr is fast, but I don't think he's moving that fast. Durability. Zeus was able to tank pretty much the Blade of Olympus. I mean, Kratos used it against him, and he crawled for a little bit, then he kind of got away. And then by the beginning of God of War 3, he's got no scar tissue, like he's fully recovered from it. So, and then not to mention, when he did eventually die, his astral form came out. Of course, this was the power of fear, and it kind of resurrected him. So, Jormungandr doesn't have that. Invulnerability. I guess in terms of this having a tough hide, like skin and scales and whatnot, I guess that would constitute a very good invulnerability. Again, Zeus does not. I mean, he's got these gauntlets or bracers, whatever you prefer to call them. He even got a little bit of shoulder guard here, but in terms of vulnerability, I really don't see. I don't really see where either. I would just give it to Jormungandr because, again, with Zeus, we've seen things obviously penetrate his body. With Jormungandr, that hasn't really been the case. Like Mjolnir doesn't go straight through Jormungandr, just sends him flying. So, anyways, energy projection AP, that's Zeus, versatility, Zeus, and X Factor. Oh, X Factor is actually going to be a bit of a toss one, but I'll give energy projection and versatility to Zeus. And it's fairly simple. With energy projection, it's primarily his lightning bolt, right? So if he throws a full powered lightning bolt at Jormungandr, it's gonna do some heavy damage. Again, Zeus, after being stepped at the blade of Olympus, was able to pretty much one shot Gaia, like nearly sever her arm with a lightning bolt. And Gaia is one of the more like tougher titans too. So, putting that into perspective, and the fact that in his power of fear form, his lightning bolts are even more powerful. I don't really see how Jormungandr can compete against that. I really don't. Jormungandr, from what I've seen, is a really fast, really strong, big snake, right? That has poison. That can poison gods. Hence, why he's destined to kill Thor, because he poisons him. Which actually feeds into the X Factor in Hex, because the question really is, Zeus being such a, again, he's the most powerful Greek god, could the World Serpent venom kill Zeus, or would it just affect him? Like, would it just weaken him? And this was the case with the Ares fight too. Is Ares is a powerful Olympian, but he's not the level of Zeus. So it's a different circumstance, right? And with the power of fear, right, also come into play and kind of heal Zeus a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't know quite how to put it, except for the fact that it's like, could the power of fear override the venom? And Zeus would be like perfectly fine, and then he just mollywops, or murks Jörmungandr. Like, that's the question, and that's the thing, and that's why these hypothetical battles are so interesting. Is because you have to consider these things. It's like, is Jormungandr capable of well, he's capable of fighting Thor, so that puts him up there with the top, at least with the bare minimum, puts him with the Trinity, right? Probably at around, well, maybe the top 5 Olympians, maybe. But like, in terms of who he can contend with, or it can contend with, but in terms of Zeus, but this is the most powerful Olympian god. It's like, how, like, if you were to scale Zeus to Thor, it's like, well, I don't know. I said Thor. I've always said that Thor, when he's bloodlusted, is very similar to God of War 3 Kratos, not quite at the same level, right? And so I'd probably put Zeus and Thor probably in and around the same. Like, in terms of, well, power-wise, Zeus is more powerful. But in terms of physically, they're relatively comparable, so I don't know. I think I'm going to give the X Factor to Zeus, only for the fact that with the power of fear, he literally cannot die. Because he will always be resurrected. Not to mention, again, being the most powerful Olympian deity, I don't think the venom would kill Zeus. It would probably weaken him, but the power of fear would probably override that anyways. And so that is the battle. Actually, there's actually one more category, and that's strength. Strength, I'll just give them a tie, because I don't see, like, this is the thing. We don't really know. We know with Zeus, he was able to kind of match Kratos at the end of God of War 3, where Jormungandr, he is stated to be the equal to Thor, but from what we saw in the games, he was getting beaten fairly easily. You say, yeah, I'll give strength to Zeus. I'll give strength to Zeus. Based off of everything that I've seen, right? Again, I played Ragnarok. Every time I saw Ragnarok, or every time I saw Jormungandr and Thor going at it, Jormungandr was getting slapped around. And Thor wasn't really getting hit. Doesn't mean he didn't get hit off screen, but until there was some, like, novel thing, like, things from novels that can support Jormungandr's feats, because from what we've seen, he got knocked out in 3 punches by Balder, and he got hit so hard he went back in time. That's about as. I mean, he was able to take on Thamor, right? Which is something. But this is Zeus. This isn't just a giant. This is Zeus. He is the ruler of Olympus. So I'm gonna give pretty much it's a walk for Zeus. Like this, Zeus is just gonna go in there and is blasted with lightning bolts. And if this is in and around water, it's probably even more dangerous because water conducts electricity, and that's potentially a bigger issue for Jormungandr. If not, then Anyways, even outside of that, the power of fear is the ultimate. That's the ultimate trump card in this fight because Jormungandr has absolutely nothing to counter it. Not many characters do except for Kratos at the end of God of War 3 or God of War 3 Kratos really. Not that's the only version. That's the only character that can really trump the power of fear, right? So yeah, that's really it. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if there's any insight that I missed because I would greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a great day and stay tuned for more.